In the heart of Africa, far away from the glittering skyscrapers of Silicon Valley and the high-tech labs of Europe, a new chapter in automotive history has been written. It begins not with billion-dollar corporations, but with innovators who dared to believe that the impossible could be possible. The world has always looked to places like America, Japan, or Germany for breakthroughs in car technology. Yet now, the spotlight has shifted. Africa, often underestimated, has produced something that could change the very way we think about electric vehicles forever: the world's first self-charging EV. And the news has reached none other than Elon Musk himself, the man synonymous with Tesla, who could not stay silent when confronted with this innovation. When the first whispers of this project began circulating online, many thought it was just another rumor or a too-good-to-be-true invention. After all, the concept of a self-charging electric vehicle has lived mostly in the realm of science fiction. A car that never needs to stop at a charging station? A car that generates its own power continuously, without fossil fuels, without plugging in, without waiting hours to recharge? That sounded like something even Tesla hadn't cracked yet. But in Africa, against all odds, a group of determined engineers and inventors have achieved just that. The vehicle itself looks like a sleek, futuristic machine, built with locally sourced materials and a design philosophy that blends simplicity with innovation. At its core, the technology is groundbreaking. Instead of relying on massive charging networks, battery swap stations, or solar panels alone, this car uses a unique energy conversion system that recycles power as it drives. Think of it as a closed-loop system. Energy is generated, captured, and redirected back into the battery, creating a nearly endless cycle of motion. The implications are enormous. Imagine an EV that doesn't just reduce dependence on fossil fuels, but eliminates the charging barrier entirely. News outlets began picking up the story. Social media exploded with debates, skepticism, and excitement. Videos of the prototype surfaced online, showing the car driving for hours without any charging stops. Some viewers claimed it was a hoax. Others insisted it was the future. And soon, the attention turned to Elon Musk. When asked about Africa's self-charging EV during a press event, Musk raised his eyebrows with a mixture of curiosity and admiration. If what they've developed is truly scalable and works as claimed, Musk said, then this is not just impressive, it's revolutionary. I've always believed the future of energy innovation wouldn't just come from one place, but from unexpected parts of the world. Africa achieving this? That's inspiring. His words sent shockwaves across the automotive industry. If the man who pioneered the global EV revolution was acknowledging Africa's achievement, then everyone had to pay attention. Behind the scenes, the African innovators told their story. Their journey had not been easy. Funding was scarce, resources limited, and skepticism was constant. Yet what they lacked in capital, they made up for in determination and ingenuity. Using unconventional methods, they experimented with magnetic fields, regenerative systems, and advanced battery management software until the dream of a self-charging EV became a reality. The breakthrough came when they realized they didn't have to reinvent every component, just rethink how energy could be continuously cycled. As the prototype continued to attract attention, test drives began to silence the doubters. Engineers, journalists, and energy experts were invited to witness the car in action. The vehicle cruised effortlessly, covering distances that would normally drain a standard EV battery, yet its charge remained stable. This wasn't a magic trick, it was science and innovation at work.
Fort ordinary africain, the invention symbolise de something deeper.
It wasn't just about a car. It was proof that Africa could lead, not follow, in the global race for clean technology. Too often, the continent has been seen as a consumer of technology rather than a creator. But this invention challenged that perception. Children in classrooms watched the videos with pride. Young aspiring engineers saw a future where they too could innovate without waiting for validation from the West. Meanwhile, Elon Musk's reaction continued to fuel speculation. Would Tesla try to collaborate with these African innovators? Would he see them as competitors or potential partners? Musk later tweeted, "Innovation knows no borders." Excited to see progress coming from Africa. The world benefits when more people push the limits of what's possible. The tweet went viral, sparking discussions about whether Tesla might one day acquire or support the African project. But beyond the hype, the practical implications of a self-charging EV are staggering. One of the biggest challenges holding back electric vehicles worldwide is infrastructure. Even in developed countries, charging stations are not always convenient or fast enough. In many parts of Africa, where electricity grids are unstable or limited, the problem is even greater. A self-charging EV bypasses this obstacle completely. No need for charging stations.
Nos reliance ont fragile grid.
Just freedom to drive, powered by innovation. Experts began calculating the potential ripple effects. If adopted widely, such technology could drastically reduce global emissions, accelerate the transition away from oil, and rewrite the rules of the automotive industry. Oil companies, already nervous about the rise of EVs, would face an even bigger disruption. Governments would need to rethink energy policies. Car manufacturers worldwide would scramble to catch up. Yet, the road ahead is not without challenges. Scaling the technology from prototype to mass production requires enormous investment.
Safety test, regulatory approval, and manufacturing logistics all stand in the way.
Critics argue that without billions in backing, the invention may remain stuck in the lab. Supporters counter that history is full of disruptive ideas that started small but went on to change the world. And this time, Africa might hold the key. As the debate rages, the inventors remain grounded. In interviews, they speak not of profits or fame, but of responsibility. They see their work as a gift to humanity, a way to solve real problems faced by millions of people who cannot afford expensive cars or unreliable fuel. "We didn't set out to compete with Tesla or any other company," one of the lead engineers said. "We set out to create a solution for our people. If it helps the world, then even better." The story continues to unfold. Elon Musk, always a figure who thrives on bold ideas, has shown both respect and curiosity. Whether he ultimately collaborates, competes, or simply observes remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: the world can no longer ignore Africa's place in the cleantech revolution. For YouTube viewers watching this story, the message is clear: the future of innovation doesn't belong to one country or one billionaire. It belongs to anyone, anywhere, who dares to dream and refuses to give up. The African self-charging EV is proof of that. And if this invention succeeds, the way we drive, travel, and power our world may never be the same again. Because history teaches us that game-changing ideas rarely come from where we expect. Sometimes, they come from the places we overlook. And today, Africa has reminded us that innovation truly knows no borders.